Hi guys, I've been working on something this morning and I wanted to show people I think will help some. This is for crown mold. So if you've done crown and you've had problems with your outside corners meeting up, there's a couple reasons why. One, you've probably bedded it incorrectly, or at least you've bedded the two pieces that you've been trying to put together differently than each other. And here's an example. So both of these are cut on a 45, but yet one is longer. It's longer than the other one. And what happens, what causes that, is when you're bedding this piece, you've either rotated it too high or you've rotated it too low. And the other piece, you haven't done the same thing to it. So when you're bedding crown, you want to make sure that the back side of this, keep in mind that crown is cut upside down for the most part. You want to make sure the back side of this is flat up against your fence. DeWalt makes a couple things to help you do that. I haven't been a great fan of those things, but they'll attach to the sides of it, and it basically gives you a little brace off to the side here that when you roll your crown, it stops it and it keeps it where it's supposed to be. And those are fine, but for some of the bigger stuff, you need a little bit more support. And one thing that I have ran into, since I am using Fastcap's Best Fence, and for you guys have not seen that, gives you an idea of what this thing looks like. It just gives you more support for crown, and I do a lot of crown, so I'm doing stuff that's 16 feet or longer, and I need support. So the actual one that I use on the job site, I'll show you this, is I've got an additional piece that will go down and fit down on the ends on both sides of it, and it'll give me 8-foot support on both sides, which is super nice. All right, so what I have made is, I don't have a name for it yet, probably not gonna name it, is I needed to come up with something that would fit this type of stand. And what I come up with is this. Now this is just poplar that I have laminated together. So nothing special about it. The only thing special, it has this groove that will lock in to this rail. And it's got this little channel in it to fit. So I'm gonna show you how this works. All right, you can see how that is. So this just goes up inside here like that. And that's it. So nothing too complicated there. We got two of them, and I'm gonna show you how easy it is to make this thing work. Okay. All right, so that's in there. So once you get this in, you just tighten. You don't have to snug it up crazy, but you want to make sure this plate is on top of the rail. All right, so once you do that, now you can take this one down here. Move this where you can see it. All right, so take this one, do the same thing. We'll make sure these are off of it beforehand. All right, then you just slide it till it's in the little channel right there. Place the washer. All right, so this thing's set up. So to set your crown, what you're gonna do is you're gonna put your crown in here and you're gonna get it bedded where you want it, okay? All right, so that's where I want it. I'm gonna loosen these a little bit, slide this thing up. Now I'm gonna tighten them down. So now, when I get another piece, I can come up here. I don't even have to go back here and look behind and see if this thing's bedded right. I know it's bedded right, and when I'm cutting outside corners or inside corners, 22.5, whatever it is, I know that every piece is gonna be set the exact same way, and it's gonna make me more consistent. It's gonna make me a lot faster because I'm not having to check any of this stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. I don't do a lot of jigs. They tend to not to. I start out strong, and then something happens and it's not working out. I get frustrated with it. But this one I was able to do, kind of figure it out in a couple hours. So I'm excited to get this thing out on the job and try it out. the one thing to note when you try to make something like this is you need to account as far as the depth of this thing. You are going to cut through part of this. So you want to make sure you have enough meat on the curve that it's not going to, you're not going to cut it in half. And I've seen people make this particular thing on Instagram. I think I've seen some stuff, Carpentry TV guy. I've seen him make one, something like this, but nobody has one on this fence. So that was my goal for you guys that have a best fence and you want something a little bit better. To me, I think this is one of the best things you can do. So what I'll do is let me spin this thing around for people that are interested in it. I'm gonna give you a little bit closer up view of how this was made. So this little notch right here is 3/8. And then the groove really doesn't matter. I wanted some play in it, but what the cool thing was, I was trying to figure out how to keep this thing up, but then I realized that once you tighten this, it doesn't move. So there was nothing I needed to use to make that thing stay where it is. It kind of just does it on its own. And for reference, I think this thing is like 46 inches, something like that. No, it's not. It's 39 inches. And from this point to here is 8.5. Anything more, and this, so just reference as well, this is 5 1/4. That's the most common stuff that we use is the 5 1/4. What else would y'all want to know about this? The one thing I worked with is because this is the common crown, I wanted to make sure that I could get my hand on here and be able to turn this thing and this not be in my way. So that's how that works. I think that's it. All right, guys, you got any questions or anything like that? You just let me know. And just for people that are wondering, like, dude, why is your hands like filthy? I'm gonna tell you right quick, and this is unrelated to the video. I did this to my truck last night, and yeah, I can't get it off my hands. It just won't come off. I'm gonna try some mineral spirits, but it's pretty stuck. I don't know. Can't do everything right.